I'm still in shape right now. I'm always in workout training. Like I love workout.
He's touching 50 years old. I think he should leave it where it is.
At 46, Manny Pacquiao is staging a bold comeback, launching an intense training camp in Los Angeles under the guidance of longtime coach Freddie Roach. The 8-division world champion is preparing for a high-stakes bout against WBC welterweight title holder. Mario Barrios on July 19th. Despite stepping away from the ring and facing natural concerns over age and physical condition, Pacquiao remains fiercely committed to his craft. His current training camp reflects a focused and disciplined approach. Pacquiao is undergoing rigorous gym routines, strength drills, and conditioning exercises aimed at sharpening his reflexes and rebuilding his stamina. This isn't just about fitness. It's a calculated effort to prove he still belongs among boxing's elite. While there's undeniable excitement about his return, it's tempered by concern. Fans and critics alike question the wisdom of returning to such a demanding sport at this stage in life. With several years of inactivity and no official fight since his retirement, many worry the risks, particularly injury and long-term health consequences, may outweigh the rewards.
Day one. Marvin. Good.
Pacquiao, however, remains undeterred. For him, this fight represents more than a comeback. It's a statement of resilience, legacy, and the unwavering spirit that has defined his legendary career.
I'm hearing things here. Manny Pacquiao aiming for a shock return to the ring, age 46, Josh.
Yeah, I read something about that, man. It's, that guy's my hero, I named my dog after him and stuff like that, but he's touching 50 years old. I think, he should leave it where it is, but, obviously if you get a chance to share a ring with Manny Pacquiao, nobody's going to say no.
Pacquiao assured supporters in recent videos and interviews that he is not making a hasty comeback. Despite his retirement from boxing, he maintains an active lifestyle, he believes. His program has always included daily gym sessions, runs, and exercises. Not to pick a fight, but just because he enjoys being active. He claims that he has never really abandoned the athlete's attitude, which is what gives him courage when he steps into the ring once more.
I'm still in shape right now. I'm always in workout training. Like I love workout and playing basketball like that. So I'm happy for it.
Do you still watch boxing now? Are you still into it? Do you enjoy watching boxing?
Yeah, because boxing is my passion, so that's why I'm enjoying watching boxing.
Ricky Hatton, a seasoned boxer, entered the discussion with a blend of reality and criticism. He questioned how authorities could permit a fighter of Pacquiao's age to engage in high-level combat again. Hatton claimed that the sport has become too tolerant of large age disparities and mismatched fights, drawing parallels to Mike Tyson's delayed comeback. He cautioned that these bouts might damage rather than strengthen legacies, even if he admitted that anything can happen in contemporary boxing.
4 years he's fighting for the WBC welterweight title. That's July the 19th in Vegas, ironically. What did you make of that news when you heard it?
Well, it's boxing today, innit? To be honest with you, boxing's, if you can let a 58-year-old Mike Tyson box a Jake Paul, then Manny Pacquiao going back at 46 doesn't look too bad, does it? But Manny is coming back though. Tyson was coming back fighting Jake Paul. Manny's coming back fighting for the world title. And I say this with love. How has Manny got his world title shot? He's been retired 6 years. He can't. He's got that on our previous successes, hasn't he? To walk straight after being retired so many years ago, straight into a world title fight. How is that allowed possible? What happened? Surely he must have been dropped out of the rankings when he retired. All of a sudden he decided to make a comeback. They put him straight in at #1 contender. I think only boxing can answer that.
I think did you say fifth, Joe? He's been already placed fifth in the world ranking.
Fifth in the. How can he be placed back in the top 10?
Comeback fighter.
Yeah, when you've been retired years, and currently on your previous, he was a hell of a fighter a few years back. But we don't know what he's going to be like today. So you'd like to think he'd have a couple of warm-up fights so we can say, and then get him in. But boxing these days, I think the money's everything in it.
You fought both, obviously. In your opinion, who's better? Who's tougher?
I think Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, I think Floyd Mayweather. I mean, and that sounds rich because he absolutely was probably one of the most brutal knockouts in boxing history, I'd say. When I see him getting knocked out by Pacquiao on Instagram or YouTube or anything like that, it's in the top 10 of the most destructive knockouts of all time.
Yeah.
But I was a little bit past myself back in the day. I'd had one or two. I wasn't a master of defence like Floyd Mayweather. I'd take 4 to get one in sometimes.
Pacquiao can be seen speaking in recent Los Angeles video with the composed determination of a man prepared to take on any task. He talked on how difficult it is to be a role model and how crucial it is to grow from mistakes. He spoke in a serious yet upbeat tone, and he seemed awake and prepared physically. In the training sessions, he is seen moving swiftly, hitting pads quickly and getting ready for his bout, with Barrios with all the ferocity of a young warrior seeking atonement.
Right? Yeah? So, I'm going to tell you something I noticed this morning. Your record is 62 wins, 8 losses, but I'm going to be honest with you, half of your losses you didn't lose. You didn't lose to Bradley. You didn't lose to Jeff Horn. Your 2 draws are not really draws. You won those fights.
Yeah.
Why is that, man?
It's just happened. I cannot. We cannot complain anymore. It's a chance to experience and learn from it.
Any advice for young fighters who want to be where you are, who want to be the next Pacquiao, who want to be a legend?
My advice to them is stay humble. That's the most important thing. When God gives you a great responsibility, great power, then know your responsibility. Balance must be balanced. You cannot have a power without responsibility.
The boxing community still has a strong sense of caution despite the encouraging images. Pacquiao's physique may not be able to withstand the strain of a complete battle against a younger opponent, according to critics. That apprehension is only heightened by the extended hiatus from the ring. Even while his dedication is evident, many people who formerly praised him at his height are now uneasy about his advanced age and the associated health concerns.
This is
is a bad idea. Out of nowhere, the WBC decides they want their welterweight champion, Mario Barrios, to defend his belt against Manny Pacquiao. About 7 to 8, maybe 9, 10 years ago, I would have said hells yeah if we had a Manny Pacquiao championship fight. But Manny's been retired for 4 years. He's 46 years old. His last fight was in 2021 and he lost to Ugas in a unanimous decision. I watched his exhibition bout against the kickboxer guy in Japan. And again, I think people will look at this and go, well, Jake Paul fought Mike Tyson, and yeah, that happened. And I also said that Mike was going to get really badly hurt, and it was a terrible idea for him to do that. There were some health issues and everything else. Luckily, Mike didn't get super hurt in the fight, but this is a world championship level fight against a sitting world champion, and Manny does not belong in there. And again, I'm worried that he's going to get hurt.
Ryan Campbell, a boxing expert, provided a more impartial opinion. While pointing out that renowned boxers have overcome the odds in the past, he also acknowledged the physical disadvantages that come with aging. Campbell made the argument that the fight game occasionally permits miracles, citing George Foreman's late career comeback as evidence. He thinks Pacquiao still has the ability to provide a memorable performance in this rematch if he prepares and plans.
Only 8-division world champion. He'll be inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame next month. And then in July, BC is going to come out of retirement. Why now?
By the way, between those two dates, I believe he has an election coming up for a Senate position in the Philippines. So we always know that Manny is a busy man. He gets after it. He also dares to be great. And this is wild news. Look, in the boxing underground rumor mill, this had been floating around for a couple months. We just didn't know if it was going to be for real. Was Manny really going to commit to not just coming back after 4 years away, after just one fight in the last 6 years, at age 46, but to come back directly into a title fight against a young, in his prime, active champion in Mario Barrios? It's interesting theater, to say the least. It's a pay-per-view main event, reportedly for July 19th. And we know Manny Pacquiao has always brought big business, but now he's going to bring it in more of the late career George Foreman type of way to etch himself into that record book even further. Can Manny do it? I mean, look, the odds are certainly against him, but there's one thing about certain legends in this game. Think Bernard Hopkins, who fought into a very late age. Some of them, as long as they can physically get themselves into that ring, sometimes they can reproduce magic for one night. So it's a romantic situation. I got cats walking around.
Yep.
People are excited to see the Pac-Man back. You just got to kind of figure out, is this for real? Is he going to be for real? Or are we going to send him into a physical, violent retirement?
Yeah, Reggie's a big Manny Pacquiao fan. He loves him because he knows about Father Time, because Father Time is undefeated. We know cats have 9 lives.
Pacquiao's next fight isn't your typical fight. It has significant metaphorical meaning. One of the first titles that made him famous was the WBC welterweight title, which he will be vying for, making a complete circle.
Dr. News told Onto Your Gloves, boxing fans, the rumors are true. Manny Pacquiao is stepping back into the ring. At 46 years old, the Filipino legend is taking on WBC welterweight champ Mario Barrios this July. But here's the kicker. Pacquiao's first world title was as a flyweight, and now he wants to retire as the WBC welterweight champ. Talk about a career comeback, but can the Pac-Man turn back time? He hasn't been in top form lately, while Barrios is coming off a tough draw. Will Pacquiao's experience triumph over youth, or is this one fight too far? Either way, July is shaping up to be an explosive month for boxing. Pacquiao's rolling the dice one last time. Will he make history as the oldest welterweight champ ever? Get ready for a showdown that'll have you on the edge of your seat.
This fight takes on a lyrical quality because both competitors are vying for the same title. It's not only about winning, it's also about establishing.
What do you think of that fight? Yeah, I think that, it's a very contentious subject. Like, people moaning about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. So, I guess there's 2 questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not? But should he be fighting for the world title? I guess that's another question. In the commercial world of boxing, the answer is yeah, probably. In the ratings world and activity world, the answer is probably not.
Do you think it's strange that he's coming off the couch and getting a title fight like that?
I think when you've achieved what he's achieved, you've always got the right to do things a little bit differently to others. And with all due respect, Barrios is not Boots, and Barrios is not Crawford. You know, and that's why, you know, we pushed the Conor Benn fight. Conor Benn, like, his best win is against Algieri or Van Heerden. So actually Pacquiao is a step up. You know, people were still complaining at me for mentioning that fight, like Conor Benn is Boots, you know, but he still hasn't had those wins yet.
History and reminding everyone of who he is in order to end his career the way it started.
I mean, but Pacquiao not Pacquiao no more. It's tough to go against him in this situation, because if it was some years ago, Pacquiao would beat Barrios. But right now, Barrios, with his momentum, might run and beat Pacquiao up. I mean, not knock him out, but, you know what I mean, beat him on the cards, beat him behind that jab.
Similar to like Ugas, the Ugas fight?
Yeah, like on. Yeah. It's a good fight, but it's more of a good fight for Barrios. Pacquiao don't need it, but Pacquiao want to come back, and he want to come back with a bang, so, I mean, why not? If he can make it happen, make it happen. Because I would love, if Barrios was my fighter, I would love to have a Pacquiao on the record. I mean, I would love something like that. And that's a fight you know you got to get ready for.
It's a fight that boxing fans want to criticize you for.
Yeah.
But the reality is, Manny Pacquiao has a diehard fan base that you're going to make money with that fight.
Yeah.
But everybody wants to see other fights at 47. You Stanionis, you Boots, you Brian Norman.
Yeah, but he want to steal as much as he can steal. You know what I mean? Because again, this shit is not forever. Just like anything else, it's going to end. So you want to make some money, and you want to do great things.
WBC President Mauricio Suleiman has said Mario Barrios will face Manny Pacquiao this July. That's some crazy shit, bro. That's some crazy news. Manny Pacquiao is 46 years of age. He's making his return to the ring, and he said he wants to go out with a bang. He wants to finish his career as a champion. That's some crazy shit. Manny Pacquiao's professional record currently stands at 62 wins, 39 of those coming via knockout, 8 losses and 2 draws. Manny Pacquiao has one of the most impressive CVs in the sport of boxing. Just take a look at from 09 Ricky Hatton all the way up until here. There's so many names: Timothy Bradley, Manuel Marquez, Shane Mosley, Joshua Cloteley, Miguel Cotto, Floyd Mayweather, Jesse Vargas. Like, there's so many names on this list. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a look at Mario Barrios' record. 29 wins, 18 of those coming via knockout, 2 losses and 1 draw on his resume. What do I make of this fight? I don't know, you know. I mean, listen, this is a young man's sport. I ask myself, Manny Pacquiao, why do you want to come back and fight a younger fighter? You know what I mean? Mario Barrios, who is the current champion, who's the WBC champion. Why? What have you got to prove? You've proven everything throughout your career. So I don't know what to say, but anyways, let me know in the comment section what you guys think, and watch a clip of the president of WBC, Mauricio Suleiman, talk about this.
As of now, Mario Barrios is the WBC champion, so who is he mandated to fight next? Do you have made that decision yet?
Well, at this time, Mario Barrios is going to fight Manny Pacquiao in July. He wants to retire as WBC champion, so he's fighting in the welterweight division.
Why does he come out of retirement and get a WBC title shot in his first fight?
Because it's something that WBC has respected. Sugar Ray Leonard was retired 4 years when he requested to fight Marvin Hagler and defeated Hagler. So we do have that provision in the rules. A legendary champion with the credentials such as Manny Pacquiao. He has been medically cleared, licensed by Nevada, so we have voted in favor to allow that fight to happen.